Whenever I park my vehicle on a spot for a while, it always gets under people's skin, and they'll come and they'll just leave garbage about my vehicle. Because if I did it, then I pick it up, and then I make videos about it. It's pretty funny. I think for most of my life, what I found working through college, through working for different companies, what gets under people's skin the most is when, especially for me, for someone who like looks younger, when people can't manipulate you. All right, it's good. You're good.
Well, you get out what you put in, and you'll definitely get a return on this investment through time, for sure.
Okay, so this is just your advice for just coming to the gym every day.
Oh man, discipline is so important. It is, and enough fitness will get over anything. So it may not fight multiple sclerosis, and fitness won't cure MS, but it'll for sure help you cope with it. You know,
it helps you improve it.
For sure. It improves.
Do you think it helps the connection between your nervous system and your brain and your muscles?
I think it does, yeah, for sure. Like staying moving.
The more that you do it, that's awesome, man. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Cool.
How often did you say you like work out or come to the gym?
So I used to go to the gym 4 days a week. I hit different muscle groups. Back and bis, chest and tries, shoulders and legs. But as my disease is progressing, I'm doing less and less.
I understand.
I can never stop all the way, dude, because this is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
That's awesome, dude. That's really inspiring.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Well, keep to it and good luck, man.
All right, thank you. For sure.
Awesome. That's just common sense goes such a long way. Common sense goes such a long way. Walking back, I just got Taco Bell 2 burritos. I purchased with a sleeve of nickels. Ooh, that kind of rhymes. That's a good one. Burrito, sleeve of nickels. That's all how you make it sound. It's always a good post-workout meal, but I will say that the guy that I interviewed at the gym, he had a condition known as MS after talking to him. And from what I understand about the condition, I'm not extremely familiar with it. It's a condition that wears on an individual and it disconnects the connection between the nervous system and the muscles over time. And those connections wear away for whatever reason. Unless the condition is improved upon over time. And there's a family friend of mine that had it. I think she's in a better condition right now than she was. I'm not super familiar with her situation because I haven't been very close with my family and my people from my hometown. Doing things that he was doing, he was born, he said his gut fell out when he was first born. Like, that's one thing. And then another thing is to be born with a condition like MS, or have a condition like MS, and have to cope with that. That's your muscles not functioning how your brain wants them to. Even the most subtle version of that is extremely difficult to deal with. And that's what he was doing. He was strengthening his arm because, like, you know, his arm and his hand is extremely important to him. Things that he needs to use on a regular basis, and he has some, you know, some type of a connection still maintained between his brain and the functioning of his hand. So what he was doing was he was trying to exercise, you know, his arm, his hand muscles, I think, to try to improve that connection, or, you know, prevent it from deteriorating. Like he said, it's gotten worse and worse every year. So, like, depending on how severe that the condition can be, and I was kind of talking about this, you know, some people are past the point where it's just so much to rehabilitate that their body can't, like, reverse the process. But, like, some individuals, people who he's capable of inspiring, you know, they don't have it as severe, and they, you know, they're not as old, or they have, you know, potential to improve the condition. And he said he's a group leader for, you know, people with similar situations and things like that. And, like, that guy was so inspiring, so happy, just to be able to, like, such a wise, smart person. You would never, most people would never, ever like, consider that guy was one of the wisest, smartest people that I probably talked to my entire life. Honestly, the things that he told me, you know, like, he was teaching me lessons. He was teaching me lessons. You know, some I've learned and some I hadn't. Just how, like, the way that people look at improving conditions and solving problems, where they're leveraging either their time or their money, and how that's looked at and how funny that is. And we were kind of just laughing at rich people. Me and that guy were just laughing at rich people, because in a lot of cases, people who have too much money cause themselves problems and cause themselves too many problems. And, like, a lot of cases, they have this, like, they're just low level of confidence. They don't show it often, but they, like, need to handle things with, like, high payments and money to feel adequate and feel, you know, whatever, in their group of friends, in their group, in their careers, to feel like they belong. They need to spend so much money to solve problems, rather than taking the time to solve problems in certain social settings. You know, it's just not respected. And me and him were kind of laughing about it. Like, if you take the time to solve your problems rather than spend money to solve them, like, the benefits you get, it's like a no fucking brainer. It's common sense. You're saving the money. That was his point. And then, you know, I said, you know, you're learning the skill to develop that allowed you to solve that problem. You know that skill, you know, at least better than you did. You may have developed that skill, and it's a skill you solve a problem you have, and then you develop a skill, and then a lot of people say, oh, look at the skill I have now I can make a business off this skill, and they get an added benefit by solving problems with time instead of money. And then the other thing I said was, if people, like in my case, I solved post-traumatic stress disorder by vlogging, and a lot of people were able to see that and kind of see, you know, how my habits changed and things that I did, you know, to promote positivity, and, you know, doing the insurance and working with those groups, and, like, just working with each step as, like, a stepping stool, and doing something like solving a problem rather than going to therapy and spending thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. God knows how long and how much fucking money that would cost me to fix if I just said, I don't want to do any of this on my own. I'm lazy. I don't have any confidence. I need to spend money to get this problem solved, because if I do it on my own, nobody's going to respect me, and I'm a baby. And I didn't say that. I didn't say that like a lot of people say indirectly in their heads, and it doesn't even sound like they're saying it, but that's what they're really saying. I said I'm going to do this like a fucking man, show it, still deal with the lack of respect for it. I don't give a fuck. I've just gotten stronger and stronger. And I just put people in their place. I put 2 people in their place today who tried to open their fucking mouth. Again, common sense, soft generations that are loud. I got to be a little bit louder is what I'm finding, because, like, people are loud, and, like, they can laugh it off with money. You know, they just didn't get back home in time to put the face paint on. open your fucking mouth, like what it really comes down to is like you're playing chicken with somebody who's, you know, eventually you're gonna have to back down and it's gonna be embarrassing. And like those girls they were with laughed it off because they had money. I think one of the girls was a little impressed by me, a little bit. Like I just kind of like made them look like fucking clowns, and they laughed it off because they have money and I don't. But like I think they really got hurt deep down. And then the other guy called me a raccoon in front of a girl. Like it's all show off shit. And the minute I step up, the minute that softness fucking comes out, and then things get squashed, and then it's like, why did you even open your mouth in front of these women and make them that much fucking dumber for what you said? Like, let alone about me, but God knows what you said to these women. Like, the women do not have common sense. That's another thing. They can just get easily manipulated. I can make people jealous, and then people will go to these women and like convince them that I'm like a loser, even though I already made them jealous. And like the women do not pick up on it. They do not get it, and that's why I'm gonna be a porn star, baby. Like, because I'm just tired of dealing with the lack of common sense from women, and I'm tired of making people jealous that like they call me a loser, and I'm like, dude, I made you jealous. How are you calling me a loser right now? We both know that I made you jealous. We both know that I made you jealous. You make millions of dollars, and I made you jealous. And that goes to so many. That goes out to so many people after this shit. Get the fuck out of my face. If you think you can push me around and knock me out my ass, you think you can put more money in a wallet than I can? Good, great for you. Where that money came from, I probably don't want to know, and you probably don't want to tell people where it really came from. Like what you had to do for it. But like the day that you can knock me on my ass and be like close to my fucking size, whoever you are in this world, I don't know, there's not too many of them. Just, you know, I will shut up. But until then, I'm gonna run this fucking mouth and just, I'm kind of learning. Like, dude, I'm a fucking, I'm one of the top 1% in terms of just, I'm a warrior on this fucking planet. I'm an absolute warrior. Some people get paid to beat people up. They're warriors and they get paid to beat people up, and I just haven't signed a contract. That's all. I just haven't signed a contract, and I got a lot of personality. Way more personality than people who can do the things that I do. That should be a good thing, not a bad thing. Video cut out and I had to delete some videos. That's how little space I got on my phone. But right when it cut out at the end of the last part, some dude saw me. He was driving. He just fucking ignored that I was trying to walk. Like those dudes, it's those kind of dudes that have money, nice cars that I piss off, and then they like get all pissy. That's fine. Put me in my place. I want to watch you put me in my place. If you can't, shut the fuck up. It's that simple. Somebody wants to like shut me up. If you can shut me up, shut me up. If you can't, you probably can't. And like I said, the combination of speed and strength, aside from other things that I have, is very rare to come by. I don't care how much you want to whine about it, you want to put it off, you want to complain about it. I need to be a little bit more explosive and bouncy on my feet, but the combination of quickness and strength is just very rare on this planet. And I have. And it translates to a lot of things, and that's why I have a lot of confidence, even though I don't practice things as often as I'd like to. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just funny that, like I would never be like, this generation's soft, but after, like, the last, like, week, the amount of people that open their mouth, the second I open my mouth and I stand up, it is a soft generation. It is a loud, soft generation. I mean, I don't know, like, a lot of it comes from my genetics, comes from my parents, you know, the gifts that I have. Some of them I developed, but, you know, the heart that I have, you know, both my parents have very strong hearts. And, you know, when my dad fucking made me out of his fucking stuff, You know, he was training karate. He was like 5-10 years deep into karate. Who knows? Maybe even more. On his he was a black belt at that time. You know, 200 plus pound, 5'8", basically semi-pro linebacker who's a third-degree black belt. That's my heritage tree. I'm sorry you don't have one like that, but you know, I don't know. You don't have to be a fucking baby about it. I never met my father's father. You know, I met my mother's father. He was a cigarette addict, but he's big, 6 foot, 6'1" man. You know, wise, smart, intelligent man who, you know, set himself up pretty good in life. Just had some marital issues. And then my other grandfather, I never met him, but he was a hunter. He liked to hunt. He liked to fish. He was in World War II. I imagine he probably, you know, if he was in some high pressure situations, I imagine he was probably a war hero. If he's anything like me, and I heard he was just a very quiet, stern man, and he was nice. But if you crossed him, you got a very quiet beast right in your face. And that's what you get with me. Every time. You know, women want to look at it like 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot that, 6 foot this. Get the fuck out of my face with 6 foot. I want to see 6 foot move as fast as I can. And if I can knock someone on their ass that's fucking 6'2", what do I fucking give a fuck if someone's over 6 foot? And I can fucking move and shake better than they can. And my shit's average. Whatever. I'll take it. Those dudes with fucking, you know, dicks people, I can't move like I can, so. And I know tricks. So. I'll take what I have. Going back to the beginning of college, you know what the first thing I said to my roommate was when he told me he had a girlfriend? I said, she's not like high maintenance or anything, is she? Because not high maintenance is definitely down to earth, not high maintenance, chill, common sense, not easily manipulated. Involved in cool projects, on her own, likes to travel, just likes to adventure and explore, and is extremely annoying. That's my kind of girl. If not, I will have no problem doing porn and getting paid to perform and practice. This is kind of like who Agath was. Agath, who I met in Ireland when I was there for like a week. And I got very lucky that I met her. I know that like there's women out there that exist. And there's not that many in this country. There's not as many of them in this country, I don't think. Agath was a model, adventurous college student who, she wasn't a model, she looked like a model. She didn't act like a model. She looked like a model and didn't act like a model. She was focused on saving money and traveling and where her next adventure was going to be, and that was, she went somewhere in Asia after I met her that she was saving up for, but she was very chill, down to earth, tons of life experience already at 17 when I met her, and I was 25. just love to just like hang out and do like cool, fun adventures, artsy. Just like I played board games at bars and went to nightclubs and hung out with like her friends, and I got to meet a bunch of her friends. Just super smart, wise, like down to earth and adventurous, and like look like a model. Like, where do you find that? I find that in the mirror every fucking day, but as far as out in the real world, I think I gotta explore a little bit outside of this country. That's what my experience shows me. But I think if you just know where to look, this thing is, the culture and the standards are so shitty in this country that they fucking swallow women up whole before they can like develop like strength and independence, and it's a real shame. We like support and like envy as like young adults and like young kids, like people who now I've learned are just like horrible, like manipulative individuals and human beings, and just leverage their money and power and like laugh about it and just act like they're better than everybody else because they have more money than everybody else. And like we like glorify them in our like culture and society, and it's extremely nauseating and like intoxicating, and it makes me want to like regurgitate my food every single day at this point. After learning what I learned this year, absolutely. Because I was like one of those people, but like when I was really young, but then when you start to learn about industries and things like that, like you start to just learn about the industries as a whole that these people are a part of, and you lose respect for that. But then, you know, I guess it's no surprise that people within these same weak, just like industries that do like horrible things to people, you know, they'd be in these industries for so long with like big fucking smiles on their faces, and then you find out like that they are shitty people. Oh, they are definitely shitty people. And we glorify them in our culture, and it is fucking nauseating. I'll say not all, to my understanding, but definitely the majority. Definitely the majority. I mean, and, you know, like I'm fortunate that like this year has completely like turned me off from like modern movies, movies with certain people in them. Now that I see is like the most ironic movie I used to love it. Now I'm like indifferent about it, but I see it as like so ironic, is The Man in the Iron Mask. What an ironic movie to this day. What an ironic movie. That's one of my favorite movies too. Like sports, even college sports, the broadcasting network, like just the way that we look at things as a culture and a society, and like now just evident how things really are, just kind of like soft, weak men that just build up this generation, and it's fucking sad. I forgot one. The music industry, way fucking down. Way down, dude. Way down. How do people know I make music? And like, yeah. Just the complete inconsistency in my like music content, like in terms of like generating an audience, like just like I never even talked about this, like how inconsistent Spotify was relative to my overall public attention. In the last 6 months, my public attention went, and Spotify completely stagnant. Like, is that any more obvious that it's fucking rigged and fucking fake? Like, the music industry, YouTube, tons of content creation platforms, Snapchat, like, is it any more obvious after this year that they're just rigged and fake, and like, the people who fucking sign contracts and suck dicks are the ones that fucking get all the fucking views? What a joke. It's like the same people who ran the entertainment industry before the internet blew up had to get their fucking greedy little fucking necky hands into content creation and just fucking like completely rig it so people can't just like make content and make money in most cases. They have to fucking sign contracts and suck dicks, take it up the butthole in order to fucking generate like a decent amount of views. Couldn't be more clear, obvious after this shit. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like one or like a few really good editors, and they're all tied into the same fucking culty, rigged, fucking bullshit fake network. Like, people who get tied into this network for what they fucking do behind the scenes, they get hooked up with like the top of the line team of editors and like content team, and it's just all fucking set up by like fucking who fucking, you know, gives themselves away and like sells their fucking souls. Like, I don't need to do that for views. I don't need to do that for my own like fun and entertainment. Like, I thought this was a way to make money. Clearly not. Clearly you got to do other things, and that's fine with me. This can be a hobby. It's not a big deal. I have so many skills and abilities to figure out ways to try to like make money for myself. I think a garbage cleaning business, once I have the right money like up front and like can get insurance and can put the things together and get the equipment and the pressure washer and things like that, that might be a good business.